November 1st, 2011 saw the addition of the Dominion Tower, Jagex's answer to all those people who just couldn't get enough of classic quest boss fights like the Cullen Romancer, the Dagannoth Mother, or Melzar the Mad. You're pitted against a random boss, beat the boss, then move on to the next floor to fight another boss. Endurance mode tests how high you can climb without resupplying. Climber mode gives you debuffs at the start of each floor, but allows you to resupply between bosses. There are also special fights, but we'll talk about those later. And there's Rumble mode for groups to fight bosses, but who cares about group content? If you're an OSRS player, first, I'm surprised you're watching this, but welcome. And second, this is basically the Nightmare Zone. In fact, the Nightmare Zone concept came from the Dominion Tower. It's why the Nightmare Zone NPC is called Dominic Onion. Dom Onion, Dominion, see? So what's the point? What's the reward? Isn't the privilege of repeating the same few dozen boss fights over and over again reward enough? No, of course not. There are really only a few worthwhile rewards from the tower. The Dominion gloves aren't too bad. They're basically free tier 80 tank gloves, each with their own passive effect that makes them okay. Then there's Dread Nips, a PvM staple. And finally there's the Dominion Banner, which does have some niche stat boosting properties, but it's mostly used for completing one of the elite desert tasks. Pretty much, completing the Dominion Tower is a requirement for completing the Elite Desert task set, so you could say that the Desert Amulet 4 is a lateral reward from the tower. Oh my god, try saying that 5 times fast. We need to do every, or just about every, Dominion Tower achievement to fully upgrade our banner. And that mostly revolves around the loot we get in our Dominion Factor chest. See, every boss kill awards you points called Dominion Factor. The factor continues building up as you climb higher and higher until you collect the loot from the Dominion chest, or you die. The more factor you have, the more rewards you get. Most of the loot is bland, bones, runes, bolts, and an XP book. Some food, potions, and weapons you can only use in the tower, it's not that special. Some of the rewards are necessary for completing all the achievements. For instance, sometimes the chest will contain Dominion journal pages, and you need to collect all 20 to fill the Dominion journal. The more factor you have, the more likely you are to get a page, or even multiple pages. So the ultimate goal is to build up as much factor as possible before claiming the loot. The third longest achievement is unlocking Dread Nips. Kill 450 bosses, get some nips. Easy. Fortunately, it only costs 25 more boss kills for another 500 nips. That's 250 people worth of nips. A lot of nips. We love nips. Everyone loves nips. The second longest achievement is unlocking the 3 different Dominion gloves. You need to kill 500 bosses plus some specific quest bosses. For example, you need to kill these bosses for spellcaster gloves as well as killing 500 bosses. They count in the 500 though. For Goliath, you need to kill these ones, and Swift, these guys. The longest is the journal, and it's random. You could get all the pages within 100 kills or 1000. It's all RNG. Cross your fingers. Another frustrating achievement is the bomb ones, because like the journal pages, getting the bombs is all RNG. The achievement itself is simple, use all 3 different bombs in a boss fight, but you need to get the bombs as a reward in the chest, so you just have to hope the dice roll in your favor. And the colossal bomb is only rewarded in the chest after getting all 20 journal pages. So I guess technically the bomb achievement takes the longest, but I mean I already recorded what I already said, so I'm not gonna... Then there are the special fights you have to complete. Some are trivial, like fight 15 evil chickens, kill a bunch of bosses that start with 20% HP, survive for 5 minutes in the ring with the inadequacy, the everlasting, the elusive, and the untouchable. It says you will not be able to defeat them all in that time, but you will. This stuff came out in 2011. They're chumps. The more daunting special fight, especially back in 2011, was fighting not 1, but 2 nomads, back to back, no banking, no resupplying. As soon as the first one falls, the second one comes out. You can still die to him, but he's pretty easy. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Nomad. The most annoying is the power-ups only fight. Bombs are scattered around the arena, and you have to use them to defeat the bosses. It's more tedious than anything. Then there's Sunfreet, avoid the fire, easy peasy. Also, his name is an anagram of Runefest. Isn't that just a fact? So I've got this weird memory association with the Dominion Tower. Alright, let me try to explain. I'd be surprised if I were the only one who experienced this. 2 things become inextricably linked in your memory. Like, you know how smell can trigger memories? You catch a whiff of air-conditioned air and latent cigarette smoke and suddenly you're in your childhood friend's house playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3? Maybe not that specific. But the same thing happens to me with Runescape. It's weird. My friends and I were like 12 years old when we discovered Runescape, and Pain by 3 Days Grace was one of the best songs ever, right? So I can no longer chop willow logs in Draenor Village without thinking of that song. Likewise, I cannot think about Dominion Tower, Goliath Glove specifically, without thinking of Deus Ex Human Revolution. I was grinding out the tower around the same time I was playing Deus Ex for the first time, and I was reading about the gloves just before I opened up the game to start exploring the cybernetic hellscape of Detroit. And now those two things are bound together. I'll be on my deathbed, life flashing before my eyes, and Adam Jensen will be there wearing a pair of Goliath gloves. And that will be my comfort. That will be my rock. Then I die. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. Anyway, check this out. I got to floor 113 in endurance mode, and then got Nomad as a fight. Unfortunately, he bested me this time around, but our Dominion factor is bonkers. Look at all these pages. And we have an XP tome with nearly 100,000 prayer XP in it. It's not fast XP, but at least it's XP, right? I always use the books on prayer, and we ticked over from 95 to 96. Didn't unlock anything though. With 500 kills now under our belt, I thought it time to take a bit of a break. Make a little detour so this video isn't all Dominion Tower. A new month means we can build scaffolds for the gnome to erect some statues. And we got 90 construction. This means we can head to Anachronia and build the final tier of the player lodge, unlocking the skill cape stand. Drop any skill cape on it, and it grants us access to its perk regardless of the cape we have equipped. I know some people put the defense cape here, but I, A, don't have one, and B, don't want the sign of life effect proccing when I do something dumb like die while pickpocketing. I'm going with the invention cape so we have a constant charge drain reduction across the board. Saving energy means less time spent gathering energy. Gathering simple parts can be a bit tedious as well. Also, since we have 500 boss kills, we can claim the Spellcaster and Swift gloves from the face, but not the Goliath gloves. For those, we need to kill the monkey trio, Aruni, Ayuni, and Liuni. Why haven't I yet? Well, because I haven't done Do No Evil yet. Probably should have done that earlier because... I'll explain why later. First, we have a quest to do. This entire quest involves bringing monkeys back to the desert. There is a monkey god in the desert pantheon after all, one of Tumakin's sleep creations, Apmekin. And obviously, to ingratiate ourselves to Abawogi, the monkey king, we have to bring him croc ice in the shape of a monkey. Pretty standard practice for schmoozing with royalty, but as is the case for most chocolates, frozen or otherwise, teleportation causes the electrons and the chemical bonds between the theobromine molecules and the glucose chains to elevate to a higher valence shell, creating a quantum upset, converting the entire confection into a pile of liquid. Oh, it just melts? Alright. See, that's the benefit of college. You learn enough jargon to sound like you're making a point without actually saying anything at all. So we ride eagles, run, fly on gliders, and return to the king. He gives us the okay, and we bring the monkeys to the desert, but uh-oh, something killed them all. And kidnap the 3 wise monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, you know those guys. The solution, if there ever was one, is to find the kidnappers and beat them until their spirits are no longer corrupted or something. Turns out it was a mascot who cursed Apmekin, turning her voice, sight, and hearing into 3 gorilla monsters. In the past, they had murdered just about all desert monkeys except for the 3 wise monkeys who fled to Apatol. It wasn't until the monkeys returned to the desert that the gorilla monsters also returned. But the murder hobo strikes again. After a few dozen Dominion boss kills, the monkeys finally showed up. This is why I should have done the quest before the tower grind. They surely would have shown up during the first 500 boss kills. Fortunately, it didn't take that long, and the fight is trivial enough anyway. God, wouldn't it suck if I died to them? But I didn't, so we can now claim the last pair of gloves and move on to the special fights, which are really easy, as I already pointed out. And here's our banner, decked out with all the achievements. Isn't she a beaut? All that's left is to finish up the other desert tasks and claim the rewards, because this one sure was the most time consuming. Wearing the Scabarus mask while wielding the Ankh in the desert is a task, and claiming the Ankh from Apmekin's tomb after Do No Evil grants some agility XP, which got us a level. Ain't never gonna say no to easy agility XP. 85 means we can traverse all of the Anachronia course, which I just now realize means that I'll have to grind out a double surge codex sometime soon. Okay. Now this task was giving me trouble. You have to listen to Al the Camel's poems with a fully featured cramulet, the amulet you make during Do No Evil. You can combine all the speak amulets into one, cat speak, monkey speak, ghost speak, camel speak. So I keep listening to this camel's brilliant poems, Lord Byron be damned, and nothing's happening, besides the dance of my soul and the distant long dead cry of Tennyson's inferiority. Turns out you have to add the croc speak and cabbage speak amulets to the cramulet as well. I assume those amulets didn't matter to make the cramulet fully featured, since they were released long after the desert tasks were. But I guess Jagex made some alterations when they updated the task system. Hard and elite tasks done means more XP lamps going to summoning. Sorry. Do you want to know the main reason why I wanted to get these tasks done? It's the potato cactus. 40 free noted cactus every day. it probably wasn't worth it. But there's other good stuff. More phoenix feathers from the Desert Phoenix, a teleport to Uzur, a Ligranite will buy granite from us. Wait, that sucks. Simon Templeton will buy pyramid tops for 10k. That sucks too. Why are these elite rewards? Oh, we can re-roll the Dominion reward chest. What a goddamn miracle that is.